Booyakasha, dudes and dudettes! This is Double RPG, and I am here to present to you my thoughts on episode 20 of the Ninja Turtles cartoon on Nick. Today we see a return of that anti-heroic Kunoichi trying to make an alliance with the Turtles to stop the Krang. But there might be something on her end that she isn't telling our heroes. What could it be? Well, watch the review to find out. This is episode 20, called Enemy of My Enemy. One night, out on their usual patrol, the Turtles spy on the TCRI building to see if anything new is going on. Things don't seem to happen from the Krang's end, but that anti-hero vixen named Karai arrives at our hero's position to show her curiosity of what the aliens are doing. A fight between the Turtles and Karai takes place, but she stops when learning of the Krang's true intentions as a Krang ship comes out of TCRI to cause havoc. Our heroes and Karai try to escape, and they go their separate ways while the Kunoichi witnesses the Krang's havoc. She makes her way back to Shredder's hideout to inform Orokusaki of the matter, but he remains content on his mission to destroy Splinter and the Turtles, to which she concedes by his demand. At the sewer lair, Leo and the others try to discuss how they can locate the Krang ship since it has stealth capabilities attached. Leo and Raph have arguing differences as to what will work, but Donnie moderates their argument by showing them that they can use radar capabilities from mini sonars attached on the rooftops in New York. They all agree to the plan to go above to the surface and install the devices. Leo contacts Donnie to notify him of his completion of the mini sonar installation before he leaves. However, Karai appears to have another fight with Leo to where she wants to help him and his brothers stop the Krang. Leo is against it as she is still allied with the Shredder, but she admits to him that she is fed up with Saki's one-sided nature. The leader in blue still remains vigilant on his decision and leaves Karai on the rooftop all by herself. Back at the sewers, Leo asks Splinter if there may be some truth in Karai's words based on what she told him, and the Master Ninja explains that the notion of shifting alignments is a possibility. Nevertheless, he also says that the Kunoichi words can be used as deception, but one must use his wit to determine whether or not his decision is viable. Donnie begins saying that having a Kunoichi on their side could be beneficial to them, but April comes in to where she questions his point of view. The tech-savvy has trouble trying to keep his cool with April when explaining things, but Raph takes him aside to prevent him from opening his mouth any further on the subject. Our heroes now go up to the surface in the Shell Razor to find the Krang ship, but the Krang end up finding them and trying to shoot down the vehicle. After making a wrong turn into an alleyway, Karai appears out of nowhere on a ninja bike to throw it off the Krang. As the ship retreats to ward off Karai, Leo has Raph take the wheel of the Shell Razor and goes after Karai and the stealth bike. Leo catches up to them and manages to save the Kunoichi when Karai is warded off from within the air. The Krang keep coming after them with lasers, but Leo enters stealth mode to sneak away, in which he does so, successfully. Leo ends up bringing Karai back to the Shell Razor from underground, much to Raph's dismay, but Karai tries to explain that the only way for them to destroy the Krang ship is to use a missile launcher capable to take down even the strongest of the most impenetrable ships. Luckily, she mentions that Shredder is receiving a shipment of those weapons down at the docks of Manhattan the next night, and she can get them the weapons to help Leo and the others take down the air vehicle. With no other qualms to her proposal, the Turtles agree to her request. As the Turtles prepare for their mission, Leo mentions that Shredder will most likely be at the dock, to which Raph proposes that they stop Shredhead while they are there, since this will probably be the only chance that they'll have. They all agree and head up to the surface. At the docks, Shredder begins his trade deal while the Turtles are out of sight preparing to catapult an electromagnetic grenade at Saki to take him out. As Karai inspects the weapons, she notices the Turtles are aiming a weapon at the Shredder, and when it almost hits him, she saves him to where the grenade hits the foot and the arms dealer. Karai retaliates to bring the Turtles out of hiding, and the Shredder catches a glimpse of their appearance. However, the Krang ship shows up out of nowhere to try and stop our heroes while the Shredder is hot on their trail. The ongoing interference from the Krang gives Leo the advantage to go grab a missile launcher, but Karai shows up to criticize Leo of what he and his brothers have done. Leo argues back as to why she would do something like that, but she replies that she only protected Saki because she is his daughter. What? Karai is Shredder's daughter? Yeah, that's a little exaggerated, as we already knew about that. Anyway, Leo's brothers try to hold off against the Shredder. Leo manages to grab a missile launcher, he fires it at the ship, it goes down into the ocean with Shredder, and Karai makes a leap of faith into the water to save him. Our heroes become victorious and head back through the rooftops, with Leo being in dismay about Karai's true identity. However, he admits that she would have betrayed them either way since she is with the Foot, even if she is Saki's daughter. Back at the docks, Karai manages to save her father, but Shredder also manages to bring a Krang with him. Looks like things are going to get hot in terms of their initial discussion to the inevitable alliance. Oh, and episode 20 wraps up right here. I gotta say that with this season being closer to wrapping up, things within the storyline are starting to become very intense toward the climax before Krang Prime's arrival. Wait, did I spoil that? Never mind. Just wait till my episode 26 review to know what I mean. Anyway, it's good time and bad time in this episode. While the comedy remains good, and the action still remains top-notch like most other episodes that are mostly fantastic, most of my liking toward this episode is the dynamic in Karai's character. At first, she witnesses what the Krang are doing, she tries her hardest to forge a truce with the turtles, and goes behind their back when things don't go her way. Her behavior is usually like that in the other storylines for her character as to why she is in alignment of being neutral. I always found Karai to be a very shady character when it came to her personality, since she usually has her own goals if it meant going against the turtles or betraying her father. I have to say that with this development of her character done for the first season, I am seeing more development of her as opposed to how much she has received in the past. Don't get me wrong, she's a well-developed character in the other incarnations of her, but I feel that this show is going to expand on that even further. Next, I thought it was pretty cool that someone other than Raph could drive the stealth bike as Leo got his turn to ride it. Even the part where he saves Karai made it seem like Leo was truly playing a hero to her eyes, despite keeping his cool as a ninja. Of course, the big highlight was the episode's climax at the Manhattan docks. The second showdown with Shredder, the learning of Karai being Shredder's daughter, and trying to destroy the Krang ship made me grin from left to right on my mouth. I'm actually very surprised that the turtles managed to defeat the Shredder and get away unscathed, even if they did use the Krang ship when it was shot and going down. Granted, they did not beat the Shredder to a pulp, but using those tactics as a ninja to use any means to defeat an enemy only helped out our heroes in the end. Also, that last bit where the Shredder takes a Krang hostage only makes me think of the future alliance that both enemy factions will have. It's even making me think that the Technodrome is going to be a reality in this show. Now, let's not get ahead of ourselves just yet, okay? Anyway, I bet many of you are wondering what my complaints are. While I don't have that many, I feel that the one thing that sets this episode back from perfection is that it really didn't do anything new within the episode's plot. In episode 9, the Turtles fought against Shredder for the first time and got away. In episode 14 through 15, Karai appeared to have shifting ties with the Turtles and Shredder, and many of the other episodes involved in Krang doing something terrible to where our heroes try to stop them. This episode, however, feels like a repeat of those concepts, but with little changes. Some of the previous episodes had unique lessons that the Turtles learned so they can overcome the odds, as well as unique developments within the story. This episode had none of that. It's like we had a repeat of those things along with knowing that Karai is Shredder's daughter, and that's it. Nothing that proves to be extraordinary and mind-blowing in the delivery. I just feel that the whole repeat of those plot elements sort of made the episode about 10% stale, but the rest still remained very strong. Episode 20 comes off being another great entry that leaves possibilities coming based from the episode's ending, and I can't wait to see what all develops between Shredder and the Krang. This episode gets a 9 out of 10. Another solid entry, but one that doesn't do a whole lot that is new. Give it a watch, as it's still pretty good. Okay, folks, that concludes my review of episode 20 of the Ninja Turtles cartoon on Nickelodeon. Tune in next time as we take a look at episode 21 called Karai's Vendetta. This upcoming episode involves April holding up on her own against Shredder's daughter as she becomes his target for the Krang's objective. Stay tuned, guys, as the next episode will be a much stronger one. Anyway, be sure to give a thumbs up to this video, favorite it, as well as leaving your positive and negative feedback down in the comments. Also, hit the subscribe button up there above the video or within the annotation for more content coming from me in the future. This is Double RPG signing off, and I'll catch you later. Booyakasha! Turtle power.